Hello, welcome to the Pinfall Podcast. I'm your host, Liz. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host, Mark.
Woo, Hell in a Cell.
Back.
It's a pay-per-view.
It was a pay-per-view. We definitely paid to view that.
You know, first half of this pay-per-view was fantastic. Um,
First two matches were good.
yeah, Bianca and Bailey was fantastic. Cesaro and Seth was fantastic. Sammy vs. KO was also great. And everything else, Drew and Bobby was amazing up until the finish. Um, and everything else kind of fell flat. But this is Hell in a Cell. No surprises on this pay-per-view, except a botch. Assuming a botch during Charlotte Flair and Rhea Ripley. If it's not a botch, then it's really horrible writing, and it's not how you write. It's not how you book a match. But everyone retained. Nobody lost their titles. Which is kind of shocking, given that Money in the Bank is next, and it's like a very title centric one. You'd think there would be like at least one title change beforehand. I feel like maybe we're gonna get Rhea versus Charlotte like tomorrow, if not next week. Just to shake it up and give Charlotte the title. Nothing hinted, nothing new at all. Morgan Smith actually said that he liked Rhea and Charlotte and the finish. You definitely are the minority in that. But before we get into the pay-per-view itself, Liz, shall we go over our predictions? So, to recap how our predictions work. Every pay-per-view we predict the outcome of matches, and for every incorrect prediction we have to finish a can of hard seltzer, and that builds up. So if I get 3 wrong, I have to finish 3 cans before the podcast is over. And then whoever has the most correct predictions is crowned the Pinfall Podcast Predictions champion, and has to deal a punishment to the loser. Now, I got 1 wrong. I got 1 match wrong, and I'll go into the details. We'll both go into the details once we start talking about the matches. But that means I gotta finish 1 can of hard seltzer, and you know what? The one I'm going with is PBR. Hard tea, lemon, and it is delicious. This is some good stuff. Sponsor us, PBR. Now, Liz, how did you do?
I just want to say that it's rare
Oh,
that
shove
people
it.
like me come along in the world.
Shove it.
But we can't all be Elizabeth. By that, I mean, I got none wrong. I am the smartest little bitch on this planet. Thank you.
Doesn't help. This was the most predictable pay-per-view that's ever happened.
Wasn't predictable enough for you.
Yeah, 1 match. One match stumped me, and that's all because I couldn't imagine in the world them giving Sami Zayn a win. A singles win. I was thinking, oh, Vince probably knows that Sammy's gimmick is based on Che Guevara, so he's not gonna give him anything now. But no, of course. Unbelievable.
I just feel really good about myself. That's what I know.
Yeah.
I didn't think it was possible. I didn't think I'd ever come across this in my life.
You proud of yourself?
I'm very proud of myself. I'm now
Well,
also looking for a lip gloss.
I'm cracking my seltzer open. I just have to
Also, I
finish
am
this
still
one.
drinking because this was a fucking pay-per-view and a half. So,
The
my
thing is,
prize.
like, nothing happened. The only
This was
outcome
the
of
most boring pay-per-view in a while.
yeah, the only outcome of this, I mean, the matches were fun for the most part, but the only outcome is like Drew can't challenge for the title anymore. That's it. There were no dramatic moments. And even with Alexa Bliss and everyone else in that match, it's like you had the dramatic moment of the hypnotism, but it felt like nothing came out of it, you know? It only makes it worse. I feel like the superpowers only make it worse. She's not like Bray in that in a match she's practically normal. Like she just knows like a fiend no sells sometimes. Um but he doesn't have any powers that control a match. No mind powers or anything, which is so fucking stupid.
I You can see I'm in the camp of people that has hated everything that Alexa Bliss has done in the last few months from the start. So I mean,
Mm-hmm.
I thought it was stupid going into it.
You can't even blame Alexa Bliss for this, because like she's been fine in the role. Like she's been pretty good. It's just everything involving the writing and the booking of her. Like you don't need to give her superpower. I thought Lily was the one with powers. Why are we giving Alexa the powers? Fiend didn't even have powers, really.
Trained her well.
Oh God. Well, if you want, um, do you have a punishment figured out?
I do actually.
Mm-hmm.
This punishment is called neither of us really have to drink that much, so I'm going to make you drink more.
Okay.
This punishment was brought to you by the influence, actually, of Marcus.
Yep.
I had no clue what to punish him with, and I actually did not want to win this time because I didn't know what to do.
Mm-hmm.
But Mark's punishment, I've added a little something onto it. Mark's punishment is that he has to drink every time he hears the words suplex,
Does that count?
slam.
Does that count?
No, only counts when I'm going through the matches, okay?
So suplex and slam?
Yes. Any form of that. Body slam, sidewalk slam,
Come
slam,
on.
hoop slam.
So many power slams.
See, there's so many power slams, but that implies that I picked up on them. I said it was only when I'm going through the matches.
It's boring.
Okay. You always do this. You always do this. So yeah. Hustled the whole damn thing there.
You know, I'm trying to find a place to put my mug. I can put my can on my desk.
I hope that you have plenty of alcohol.
I have 2 cans here, so.
Okay, well. Take small sips, I guess.
Alright, so let's see. Where did we start with this fucking pay-per-view? We started off at the kickoff, of course. Which led us to Natalia versus Mandy Rose. In a match that got a lot of praise on Twitter. A lot of people loved it. I thought it was okay. But I just can't get over the fact that this happened because Mandy and Dana were mad that Natty and Tamina were practicing wrestling next to their photo shoot, which it wasn't really interrupting at all. Pictures don't have sound.
Yeah. Just like, I can't imagine that it was that distracting.
Yeah. Plus,
I've never done a photo shoot, though, so who am I to say?
You have, though.
I've done one photo shoot. There was
2.
no sound, so
You've done 2.
I've done 2.
Um,
Some rock and wrestling hits on the second one.
yeah. But like they're wrestlers. They should like the sound of wrestling, the sound of the mat should basically be like white noise to them at this point.
You'd think. I mean, how else are you going to set up a feud if they don't care?
And I guess that's the only way to get them to care.
I think the best thing that we can take from this is that we didn't get a pre-show match with Elias and Jackson Riker.
I was expecting something with Sheamus.
I think he still can't wrestle.
Yeah, but like have him watch like Ricochet and Mansoor fight or something. Um but like can't I want them to do a feud like a feud for the women, specifically like Mandy and Dana or something, where it's like the Randy Edge feud, which is like, you fucking RKO'd my wife, I'm gonna kill you. Yeah, somebody like punt Mandy's husband or something, or boyfriend.
Did she have one of those?
I don't know. Have Tamina like Samoan drop Dana's son.
Got a son?
I don't know. I'm just assuming. But like
Keep making me think.
Think back to like Samoa Joe and AJ Styles, where Samoa Joe literally wanted to take AJ's wife from him.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess there aren't really that many rules when it comes to wrestling.
Yeah, like there's so much leeway with the men and the stakes in their feuds. Give the women something like that. Like, God. Like, maybe Mandy is like in the hospital, like recovering from a match, or like in the LMF or something.
LMFAO?
LMFAO. And like Natalia comes in and beats her with a chair, you know, because she just fucking hates her. Give us something, not like you interrupted our photo shoot. That's so lame.
I'm so glad that I put all the effort in to put my earrings in.
Mm-hmm.
Can't fucking see them.
Yeah. Do you want to talk about the match?
Yeah. Little insects. Guys, they're insects. I don't even think this is on the right way.
Liz?
God, I'm going through it, man. Okay, anyways. Andy Rose versus Natalia. Mark, get your listening ears on so that you know when to drink.
Yeah, I know.
I feel like I've got more alcohol in here than you do because I just
probably.
didn't know what to do, so I grabbed a bunch of shit.
I didn't want a warm seltzer, and I didn't want sour beer.
Really? Did you not like it?
What?
You had two of the sours.
Those aren't sours, or at least they're not as sour as like the sour apple that's in the fridge, the one with the black label.
Gotcha. All right, so there's a snapmare to Mandy right into a head scissors submission on Natty, and then we get the same thing but reverse. So it's a snapmare to Natty and a head scissors sub on Mandy. Goofy. Natty flips out of a wrist lock. There's a calf crusher then to Natty and a roll up. Natalia is then pulled by the arm right into the rope, so like she kind of goes like neck first into it, and I was like, that actually looks fucking vile. I don't like that.
Can I just quickly say, like, everyone was surprised by how how good Mandy was in this match. Like, Mandy's always the one in tag team matches that's like the best. Like, she's always really good. There's nothing surprising about this.
Dana's the problem.
Yeah, Dana's the one who underperforms. Mandy's the one who constantly is like, she's the hot tag. She's always a really good performer. So didn't surprise me at all.
So we get a modified guillotine to Natty, and then Natalia slams Mandy down to break free.
Slam, yeah.
Get an abdominal stretch on Natalia, but Natalia flips Mandy over herself. to break free. Natalia then stomps on Mandy's head, more or less.
Wouldn't be shocked if Natty did something like that.
He must have, because it's in my notes.
Is
Unless
he-
I meant hand, but...
Natty would be someone I would expect, like, would be pushing, like, yeah, Mandy, can you, like, pull a gun on, my husband? We'll start a feud that way.
Natalia is actually, at least from what I've seen on Total Divas, she was always the whiny one.
Was she?
Yeah. Like, if somebody hit her just a little too hard, she would freak out.
Oh, she seems like the tough one.
She's tough, but, like, she also isn't.
Maybe she, like, amped it up for the cameras.
Also,
but,
possibly.
Like, Elias got hit by a car. I just realized Elias got fucking hit by a car by a mysterious man that has yet to be revealed still. Like, you get none of that in the women's scene.
Imagine if, like, now in the long con, we find out that it was Sammy.
I wish.
Okay. So he goes off the top rope with a drop kick to the chest of Natalia, and then we get a backslide to Natalia as well as a knee to the face of Natalia. She wants the armbar, but Mandy won't allow it to be locked in. Mandy then covers, but Natalia bridges out of it, gets the sharpshooter, and Mandy taps pretty fucking quickly.
Yeah. That's one thing that does annoy me about, like, a lot of these women's matches. I don't know what it is. It's mostly Mandy and Dana. I think Liv and Carmella. It's a lot of the women. Some men, too. They all tap very fast when they're put in the finish submission. Like, at least, like, go a little longer. You know? Try and fight out of it. I feel like just doing that will help build you as a wrestler, you know?
Yeah. Look like you're trying to get out of it.
Yeah. And it builds the other person, too. But after that, we started the actual pay-per-view. We got into the first match, Hell in a Cell match between Bianca Belair and Bayley for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And Liz, can I just say, this match, although it was fantastic, this shouldn't have been the women's match that had the Hell in a Cell. I think this match would have been fantastic on its own, but I think Charlotte and Rhea could have done a lot better if it was Hell in a Cell. Rhea needs, like, a brutal stipulation to look good.
I think it's just because Bayley's so good in a cell.
Yeah, Bayley's so good in a cell, and this is the first time we're seeing Bianca in a cell, and she was fantastic. But I don't know. I would have loved to see Rhea in a cell.
Yeah, I get it, but I think if the ending was scripted, then that wouldn't have worked.
They probably also wanted one SmackDown, one Raw cell.
Yeah. Get that. But
let's get Hell in a Cell in NXT.
That's the fight pit, and it's for Timothy Thatcher only.
But I want Hell in a Cell with, like, Karrion Kross against Tommaso Ciampa, something like that.
Karrion Kross was, like, vaguely rumored. Like, you told me this.
I
rumored.
heard about it briefly on, like, a post on Reddit or something. But imagine Karrion and Kyle in a Hell in a Cell match. That would be really good. Karrion and Pete.
To finish the thought, I was going to say that Karrion Kross was vaguely rumored to be appearing tonight at Hell in a Cell.
Oh, sorry.
He obviously did not.
Yeah.
That would have been nice. I would have liked that. That would have been a good surprise, because there were no surprises tonight, and it's just like... I knew this was going to happen, too, because it's the pay-per-view where they're just, like, trying to hold everything over until Money in the Bank. But
You would think that like because they put effort to move this pay-per-view up, they would have like there would have been a reason to do that. As opposed to like again putting like just a stomping grounds or something here. I don't know.
I don't know either. It's just so frustrating because it's like, well, we get it. You don't think that this is worthy of anything special.
Yeah.
Why the fuck are we watching it? Like,
Last year, what was between? Oh wait, May's pay-per-view last year was Money in the Bank.
yes.
Then June's was Backlash, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
What was between Backlash? What the fuck? My screen just went black out of nowhere. That was fucking weird. What was between Backlash and SummerSlam? What happened in July?
Was it not Extreme Rules?
Was it Extreme Rules?
I remember sweating to death while watching Extreme Rules, so maybe.
I thought Extreme Rules was Halloween.
Oh.
No, that was Hell
Oh,
in
that
a
was
Cell.
Halloween.
Oh, maybe it was Extreme Rules. I guess
Extreme Rules was September.
Payback was right after SummerSlam, right?
Payback was in August.
Maybe. Fuck. I don't know why I'm blanking so much on
Fucking
this.
Scott Steiner meme, dude.
Let's see. List of pay-per-views in 2020. God, don't give me fucking every single one. Give me just 2020. Okay, so July, yeah, July was Extreme Rules. So I guess maybe they're putting Extreme Rules at on Halloween. Maybe that's what they're doing.
No, that sounds like a really logical choice, which means they probably aren't doing that.
Well, considering it was the horror show last year, they might be keeping the horror show and making that like Bray's return or something.
Ooh.
Bo's brother.
Oh.
Yeah.
Miss him. Really fucking miss him.
Man.
I get it. Also, I don't think that this is entirely him taking time off anymore.
Yeah, it's not. Anyway, we have Bianca Belair and Bayley to get to.
Yes. What did you choose, Marcus?
I chose Bianca Belair.
Did I?
It was only the logical choice to pick Bianca because this helps build up that she can beat the longest running SmackDown Women's Championship in history.
Yes, indeed. And Pepita chose Bianca as well.
Now, she's beaten the longest running SmackDown Women's Champion in history. And she beat the other strongest woman in SmackDown. Who the fuck is next? Becky Lynch, right?
That would make sense. That's kind of what I thought.
Yeah. Cause if she goes to Raw instead, that's not good for SmackDown. Next in line, I guess, would be Carmella. But she's feuding with Liv, I guess.
Yeah.
Unless they want to have either Natty and Tamina go for it. But they're also busy with Mandy and Dana. I hope they don't have Sasha come back for run it back.
They might.
That would suck. That would really suck.
Would. Yep.
There's no other women on SmackDown, right?
That I know of. And Liv.
Oh, there's Mia Yim. We haven't seen her. Maybe they'll do a surprise call up. Maybe they'll. Maybe...
Yeah, like Mia Yim.
Maybe they'll like do what they did with Rhea and just like have her come in and immediately challenge for the title, because that worked so well.
Real quick before we get into this match, I just wanted to give a quick shout out to your friend, to our friend, I guess.
Oh yeah.
Mark's friend, and I'm gonna say my friend now too because he did this for me. My birthday. I hope the lighting does it justice, but it's Finn, and it looks just like him.
Yeah.
And I saw it, and I knew it immediately, and I was like,
he texted me asking like who your favorite wrestler was. And I just listed off a bunch of names.
It's just like, it's so awesome.
He asked whether regular Finn or Demon Finn was better. I want to see what his depiction of Demon Finn would look like. I told him regular Finn.
I just like the fact that he got the sparkle in his eye blew me away, because I was like, oh my god, I can see his charm.
Yeah, it's like huge smile. Yeah,
so I just wanted to thank Mitch a lot for that, because it made me very happy to get. It's fucking incredible.
Mitch is a fantastic artist, and he's doing some UPF merch for us too.
Well, if it's as good as that, then I'll buy some.
I'll buy some too. And you should
Money
all buy
will go
some.
to us. If we buy it, we're just paying ourselves,
Yeah.
but yeah, I've got to find a way to get that in a frame.
Yeah.
I don't want to hurt it. So now this is going to be in the same place as my signed Finn Balor, signed Fergal Devitt, from the Peak store.
Mm-hmm.
They both need frames. I don't want them to get hurt, so I'm just like standing them up on a shelf, like, stay still, don't move.
Anyway, we haven't gotten to this match yet.
Woo! Yeah. So there's a scoop slam to Bailey once and then twice.
God.
I could have written that note twice.
Mm-hmm. I
But
appreciate
I didn't.
it.
Not that I knew I was going to be making this punishment, so. There's Bianca then clotheslines Bailey. We get a steel chair pulled out by Bailey, and then she slams Bianca down before grabbing the chair. Bianca goes for the second chair in the ring, and Bailey scooches that away. Bianca swings at Bailey, and then Bianca dodges Bailey, who has the chair, rolls her up twice. I didn't understand my note. Bailey still has the chair at this point. Bianca starts hitting it with her braid. Which I didn't really understand the point of it, but it was kind of cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. And then she drop kicks right into the chair, sending Bailey backwards. Bailey is then placed up top by Bianca. Bailey swings at Bianca, and Belair moonsaults away. Comes right back. Bailey jumps down to the apron, though, avoiding the superplex, which I am counting as the word suplex. Yep. So, and sends Bianca into the top of the post, sends her shoulder first into the opposite post, and then it's a nice kick to her arm for good measure. Once we're back in the ring, she kind of pulls like a Shayna / Pete Dunne and starts bending Bianca's fingers backwards. Then get a DDT to Bianca. Bailey puts some steel steps into the ring, sends some knees to the side of Bianca's face. She starts tying Belair's hair to the ropes, and then she runs at Bianca, but she is sent straight into the steel steps that she has already put into the ring. Bianca then unties her hair, throws the steel steps at Bailey. Bailey then bites Bianca?
Mm-hmm. What I saw in this match was Bailey being a psychopath.
Right, which works. It's kind of the vibe.
Yeah.
So Pat McAfee also did not care for that, by the way. In case anyone was wondering. Pat McAfee was not impressed.
He said, she just bit her. That's legal, but it's not cool.
Dude, nothing else. Pat McAfee made this pay-per-view so good.
He did. He tried so hard.
It was like there were points during matches where I was just like, can Pat start talking again?
Yeah.
Please. Pat really should have gone to Raw. I feel like that he plays well off of Michael Cole. Pat on Raw would have been like something to look forward to.
He wouldn't have been dancing to Shinsuke though.
Maybe he would have danced to Elias.
Naomi.
Yeah. Oh, would have been awesome.
But no, because Vince would have been yelling in his ear the whole time. I feel like Vince doesn't show up to SmackDown. That's why it's good.
Vince has Fridays off.
Yeah. He gave himself Fridays off.
Yeah. We get a kendo to the midsection of Bianca, and then Bayley powerbombs her into the cell wall. Bayley is once again setting up her kendo stick bridge, which if you have seen Hell in a Cell before, you will know that Bayley likes to spend at least 5 minutes per Hell in a Cell creating this bridge of kendo sticks going from the ring to the cell wall. Last year was not successful. The year before that was not successful. This year it was pretty quick.
Mm-hmm.
So I think something was pre-duct tape for her. Because that's usually where she struggles.
Mm-hmm.
I think last year, wasn't it, she was like yelling at the referee to give her some scissors?
I think so.
Yeah.
Because she couldn't get it off the roll.
Yeah. So this year went much quicker. She set up the bridge without anybody having to like look at her. Bianca then hits Bayley in the throat with a kendo, and powerbombs Bayley into the kendo stick setup. Then get a steel chair to Bayley's back. Bayley begins wrenching Bianca's arm through the chair. She ties Bianca's hair to the chair, and then Pat says he's not an Eagle Scout, but he thinks that's a double Windsor knot.
Oh god, Pat's amazing.
Bayley at this point is punched by Bianca. Bianca sends Bayley knee first into the attached chair. She then ties her braid to Bayley's arm, hits her with several shoulder tackles. We get a kendo stick to Bayley's side, and Bayley like wants out of the fucking cage. She's like the Eric Andre meme, except in reverse. Bianca then slams her into the cell wall, unties herself. Bayley gets a ladder from under the ring and sends it into Bianca's midsection. She slams Bianca's head into the ladder in the ring. Dark drink.
Oh. Something.
Mm-hmm. But she slams Bianca's head into the ladder, which goes into the ring. I didn't mean to do that. That was my bad. Bianca. So I guess Bianca was running at Bayley with the ladder.
Mm-hmm.
Bayley pushed the ladder back.
She kind of sidestepped.
Oh yeah, 'cause didn't Bianca go into the post?
Yeah.
Yeah. So Bayley then brings Bianca across the ladder, stands on the other side of the ladder. So like she puts her between the legs. Two foldy bits. Puts her here. And then Bayley stands on this part.
First she put her arm in, but then she dragged her entire body through it.
Yes. Which I kind of liked more, because if it were the arm, I probably would have been like,
yeah.
Bayley then wants the backslide, but she can't get it. Bianca sets up for the glam slam, but instead sends Bayley into the buckles. She puts a ladder on Bayley and goes to jump down onto her, which You
said glam slam.
Oh. Glad you called that. Which we were just talking about this with Ray and Roman. How it's ridiculous to jump down onto a chair or something hard on top of your opponent.
This made sense though, because it's something heavy first of all, and the way a ladder, like a chair is like more flat. A ladder's like it will dig in. So like if you jump onto it, it will fucking hurt. So I could see this more than a chair.
Fair enough. But she puts a ladder on Bailey and goes to jump down onto her, but Bailey, thank fuck, moves out of the way. Bianca lands on her feet and then instead sentons onto Bailey, who's on top of the ladder at that point. Thus putting soft person between the hard metal.
Mm-hmm.
Like referring to people as soft. You then get what's just not so nice, which is a KOD onto the ladder.
Oh my god. Yeah.
For Bianca to win.
That was brutal. That was the brutal finish that Drew and Bobby should have had.
But we can't expect that. That's a Drew and Bobby match.
I saw on Reddit like people commenting on the post match discussions, like the finish fits the storyline, like it's fine, it fits. And people were asking, like repeatedly, people were asking how does it fit? How in the hell does this finish fit? No responses. Oh my god. But after that match, we interview with Bianca. She was asked about Hell in the Cell and how it felt being in there for the first time. She said, "It's brutal. Bailey kicked my butt, and I'll never forgive her for that." We then get Bobby and MVP in their suite with all the women. MVP's hyping up Bobby. And Bobby, he looks at the title and gets all serious. He's in the zone. Then we get Alexa Bliss in her playground. She said, "It's nice to join me. It's nice of you to join me in hell, in a cell." I feel like this is a bit that should have introduced the show, you know? The lines, like, this is an introduction. She said, "Lily is still serving her time out. But Shayna brought all of this negativity upon herself. Don't blame me for what happens. Be careful what you wish for. Expect the unexpected. When you knock on my door, you never know who or what is going to answer." That makes no fucking sense with how the match went. Nobody answered. And Alexa Bliss hypnotizing the fucking people, that wasn't surprising because it wasn't unexpected because she did that already. She did that with Reginald. What was supposed to be the unexpected? I was expecting after this for Bray Wyatt to come in or for something to come in. When she said, "You never know who's going to answer the door," that implies a different person. That implies a separate entity. I'm annoyed. Anyway.
I understand.
After that, we got a fantastic match, though, between Cesaro and Seth Rollins. And I picked Seth Rollins, as did you.
As did I.
Oh, we haven't been going over who the cat picked.
So we went over who the cat picked for Bianca versus Bailey.
Okay.
And she didn't pick anyone for Natty versus Mandy, and she didn't pick anyone for Seth versus Cesaro.
Yeah, because she had the original card like a dummy.
Poor thing, though. She was set up to fail.
She was. She really was. But she's gotten one so far. I don't know how she did in the rest.
She got 3 wrong.
Oh. So she got one right.
I went to count because I was like, man, I really hope that the cat... Oh, she's in here now.
Oh, no.
I was going to say, I really hope the cat didn't do better than you. She didn't.
She
That's
got
okay.
one
We still
right.
love you. You don't have to be punished. You're a cat.
No,
Hey there.
Pete, you have to drink every time Liz says the word slam.
Drink some water. You got dandruff. Anyways, not to out my cat for all of her issues. So Seth attacks on the walkout like a feral cat. I don't know what that's like. Here. He jumps into Cesaro's arms and once the match has started and is scoop slammed. Let's see if Mark will notice.
Oh. Yeah.
Okay, please don't do that. Don't lick here. Don't lick. There's nothing like a surprise tongue on your leg. Wake you up.
Love it.
I thought her head was closer to the other side, and I was like, I'm fine. And then I feel a tongue, and I was like, Um. Anyways, Cesaro hits Seth with a back body drop. He then sends Seth from the ring. Seth is slammed into the barricade. Get a running uppercut to Seth, and then Cesaro starts punching Rollins in the corner, bounces him off the top turnbuckle. Seth fights back, stomping Cesaro's knee and slamming him into the second turnbuckle. Sorry, this is where it gets bad. Seth then rakes Cesaro's eyes and hits him with a DDT. Rollins then punches Cesaro in the face and hits a big knee to the midsection against the ropes twice. Seth wants the suplex, but Cesaro picks Seth up, drops him instead. Seth launches Cesaro over the top rope, and he hits hard on the ringside area. Get a knee to the face of Cesaro off the apron to ringside. I messed up my words. But, yeah. So a knee to the face of Cesaro off the apron to ringside, and then a springboard knee to Cesaro back in the ring off the top rope. Seth then, like, kind of, sort of looks like he's trying to take another eye for his fucking collection of wrestlers that he's taken eyes from. He then is hit with an uppercut from Cesaro and a few shots to Cesaro in return. Cesaro starts fighting back, though. He gets a series of uppercuts. He drops Rollins off of his shoulders and then starts stomping him. He removes Seth's glove, shoves it into Rollins' little mouth. There's a clothesline to Seth. And then Cesaro kicks the glove away. Pat loses his goddamn mind about that. For some reason. Then get an uppercut to Rollins and a mule kick to Cesaro and a power slam to Seth to avoid the stomp.
Can I just say, when he removed his glove, I fully expected like a pair of brass knuckles to fall out of it. Like, I thought there was gonna be like that dramatic moment of like, oh shit, that's what he's had in the glove this whole time. Like a metal plate.
Be interesting.
Yeah.
But also drink.
Why?
There was a power slam to Seth. Cesaro then wants the neutralizer, but Seth lifts him out to the apron. Cesaro then goes up top. Seth meets him up there. Seth can't get the superplex. He, however, rolls through once he hits the canvas. Covers on Cesaro. Doesn't have any luck. A step up enziguri to Cesaro and a right hook. A punch to the back of the neck to Cesaro, and then at this point, Seth has basically lost the plot. He technically does a disarmor, which I thought was...
We should also mention that Seth removed the rock tape from Cesaro, from his shoulder.
Yeah.
For some reason.
I don't know. I hardly know what that stuff does. Like, I know what it does, but like I don't know what it does.
Yeah, it doesn't do a lot, I don't think, from what I've heard.
Yeah. Looks cool. So we then get a Falcon Arrow to Cesaro and a back kick to him after missing the first attempt.
Yeah, he like hooks
the thing
his
he does
foot on Cesaro's leg. It was fun the first time.
He does it too much now, but it's fine. Because at first it like looked like he was like recovering from like a fuck up. But unfortunately. Rollins then wants the stomp, but Cesaro avoids it, kicks Cesaro. Cesaro avoids it. Rollins kicks Cesaro in the stomach a couple times. We get a big lariat to Seth, and then Cesaro drops Seth, puts him into the swing, steps through the swing after he's had his fun, wants the sharpshooter. Seth, however, gets free, so Cesaro goes for the crossface to stop Seth from getting a rope break.
I love that Cesaro uses the crossface now. After his thing with Daniel Bryan. Such good storytelling.
It is. So yeah. Seth, however, rolls Cesaro over to pin him, breaking the hold. Get another sharpshooter on Seth. Cesaro then starts stomping Seth's arm and shoulder, but Rollins manages to roll Cesaro up for a surprise win.
Yes, and now you're probably wondering, this was a roll-up as well. You didn't like the one with Bobby and Drew. Why do you like this one? Well, because this one was good because it protects Cesaro. Drew does not need protecting. Drew could have lost this and still been just as high and mighty as he was prior, especially with everything else that happened in the match. Plus, Seth has time and time again been proven to be a sneaky bastard, and so of course he would go for a roll-up like this. I mean, literally one of his matches is to, like, get a sneak kick in. So it's not shocking. This was well done.
I was surprised by the end, but I didn't hate it.
Yeah, I liked it.
I also didn't hate the ending to Bobby and Drew, so.
Oh, I did. After how much they amped up for a climactic ending. And, like, that was definitely gonna be the ending of that feud. There's still potential for Cesaro and Seth to have some more. And especially, like Cesaro and Seth, that's not really big, meaty men like Drew and Bobby is. Like, that needs to have, like, a hard-hitting ending. It's like they tried to channel SummerSlam last year again, where Drew just rolled up Randy.
Okay, that's fair.
Mm-hmm.
Make a point.
Yeah.
On point.
But after that match, we had an interview with Shayna Baszler. She said, I don't care. Oh, they also had Nia and Reginald there, who they said are going to be at ringside. And I said, fuck, I can't ever escape Reginald. She said, I don't care what that lunatic has to say. She wanted to start this so the Queen of Spades ends it. I like that she's still referring to herself as the Queen of Spades. And then we have Shayna Baszler versus Alexa Bliss in a match. The bright side of this match, though, is that Shayna looked great.
Shayna did look really good.
She looks like her old self.
Like she cared.
Yeah. So it's pay-per-views. It's always pay-per-views.
We can ask for, I guess.
Yeah.
So Reggie immediately distracts Alexa Bliss to start. Shayna then stomps her. We get a right hook to Shayna and a kick. Bliss jumps her knees into Baszler's back and then yanks the rope into her throat. He sentons onto Baszler, and Reggie gets back in, starting to distract again.
Immediately he's distracting. Why? And Alexa even falls for it. She's a supernatural fucking wrestler. If anything, Alexa should be the only person who doesn't fall for it. Surprised Reginald wasn't in the fucking Royal Rumble distracting everyone.
Did we have him then?
I think so. I think. Time flies in wrestling, so I don't know. Oh, he might have still been the sommelier then. Sommelier.
Pat said it right once, and I was like, wow. No.
It was
Jimmy said
Smith.
it right.
Jimmy Smith, yeah. That's when we liked him.
Jimmy.
Or when we started to like him. He's still good.
So Alexa starts being creepy to Reginald, who refuses to look at her because he doesn't want to be hypnotized again, and Shayna punches Alexa from behind, and I was like, okay, so if Reginald's going to distract and Shayna's going to use it to her advantage, fine. That's okay. But instead, we get a knee to the back of Bliss and a big sidewalk slam. Mark, drink.
Oh, yeah.
This is how I know when you're paying attention or not. So, get an elbow stomp. Bliss oversells until she laughs because she's a fucking freak. And then, like, Baszler has sort of a wrist lock on Bliss, and Bliss hypnotizes Baszler into letting go. If I were Bliss and I had that power, I'd just hypnotize Shayna into laying on the ground and taking the cover.
Mm-hmm.
Whatever. It's like one of those loopholes I don't think they thought through, really. I just wouldn't Hey,
Yeah.
it would just win.
Yeah.
Anyways, um, so Bliss hits a bunch of shoulder tackles until she like literally tackles Shayna. Hits her with the good old ground and pound, as Jimmy Smith loves to fucking say. He said it 400 times tonight. Shayna then goes over the ropes, and Bliss, while she's waiting for Shayna to recuperate, Bliss hypnotizes Nia Jax into slapping Reginald, which I kind of thought was a funny touch.
It was funny, but like it's dumb.
It's dumb, but I was like, you know what, fine. Get something out of this, I guess.
If we get that and we never see it ever again, I'll be happy. If we never see the hypnotism ever, I'll forget it ever happened. I will gladly do that.
So Shayna attempts the Kirifuda clutch. It fails. Bliss hits her with the Sister Abigail. After that, she goes off the top rope with Twisted Bliss, which I still love to see.
It's a good move.
It reminds me of the good old days before Alexa Bliss was. Yes.
Yeah, we need like the goddess back. She was good as the goddess.
Yep, she was. Anyways, Alexa Bliss wins, and we all.
We all expected this. We both picked Alexa Bliss to win this. Unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's like he introduced this power for this character that she could immediately just use and get the win. Like she could have just hypnotized Shayna into laying down on the mat and taking the pin. It's stupid. It is so stupid. But going away from stupid for a second, after that match we had Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens. This match was fucking great. This was a fun time. This is what happens when you put two best friends in the ring together. These guys killed it.
Chemistry.
I picked Kevin Owens. You picked Sami Zayn. Kat picked Kevin Owens as well, right?
Kat did not have a chance with this one.
Oh, right. I keep forgetting.
Yeah. This basically decided who won right off the bat.
Mm-hmm.
So Kevin Owens starts the match with the upper hand. He stomps Zayn, gets him up a little bit. Zayn gets whipped into the corner. Like ricochets like a fucking like Ricochet. A character in WWE 2K20 would.
Mm-hmm.
Like it wasn't real. It was like he glitched a little bit.
He hit the buckles, went up, bounced off the top rope, and then hit the mat. It's like a Kyle O'Reilly cell.
Except like I don't know how he managed to do that.
It's called selling real well.
We get a stomp to the midsection and a high elbow, as well as a senton onto Zayn. Once we're ringside, there's a kick to the hamstring. And Kevin is sent. Sammy is sent into the barricade. Zayn manages to get a few strikes in. He clotheslines Kevin, but Kevin whips Sammy into another corner, clotheslines him, and then cannonballs down onto him. Kevin is then sent ringside, and Sammy dives out onto Kevin. He sends some boots into Owens, and then an elbow to the head of Owens. We get a double leg takedown. Kevin Owens still has a little bit of energy left. He starts punching Zayn. He stomps on Sammy's head, stomps on Sammy's head and neck in the corner for a little bit. We go ringside. We get a clothesline to Sammy. Kevin then sentons off the apron onto Zayn, who gets his knees up. There's a blue thunder bomb. Also, when Sammy got his knees up, it sounded like Kevin actually hurt himself. Like the way he sold that, I was like, no. There's a blue thunder bomb to Kevin, and then Sammy starts punching Owens. Owens can't get his hands up. The ref warns Sammy to back off. Kevin, however, starts coming out of the corner, punching with his good arm. There's a boot to the midsection of Sammy twice, and then Kevin wants the stunner, but Sammy counters with a brainbuster. We get some kicks to Owens in the head, sending him ringside. Kevin, however, manages a one-armed stunner, and at that point I was like, okay, so I'm not going to have to think of a fucking punishment. It's not going to be my problem. That's ringside. Sammy is nearly counted out as he's trying to get back in the ring.
The
Then
Sorry, I don't mean to interrupt, but the storytelling in this match was so good when like they carried in the injured throat from the Nigerian nail and then played it all the way to the end with Sammy's hit on the ropes to Kevin. It was really good.
liked it a lot. And at this point, I think Sammy was bleeding from his mouth.
Yeah. Couldn't tell because his beard is like a bright orange.
Yeah. But once they're back in the ring, it's just two idiots punching each other from their knees. It was like the most tired slugfest in the world, but I loved it. Kevin is then sent throat first into the ropes, and we get a haluva kick for Sammy to win. And I was shocked.
I was too. But this match fucking rocked. This was amazing. What are you looking for?
There's a cat behind me.
Oh, gross.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, every time we get a match between these two, it's like, oh god, we're again. This is like the 4th or 5th match that we're getting between these guys, and every time we get it, they do something new. They make it fresh every single time. I don't know how they do it.
They're just good together. It's the in-ring chemistry.
Yeah. What has it been like every pay-per-view since Fastlane? Or they weren't at Backlash, right? I don't think.
No, I don't think they were.
But they've had one at Fastlane, they had one at WrestleMania, and then they had one now. They might have had one on TV, but yeah, I mean, every one of their matches has been great. But moving away from something great,
You know,
we have Rhea Ripley versus Charlotte Flair, and I was hoping. Rhea Ripley's fighting Charlotte. They have good chemistry together. No, it's just Rhea. It really is just her. I don't know what it is.
I wonder if it's just the stress of being in the main roster.
Maybe it's like how they're trying to book her. Cause I know the Peyton the Iconics were talking about this in their podcast, that it's like people talked about how they changed from coming up to NXT, but like it wasn't them, it was their booking, and they can't control that. But like your performance in a match, I feel like that's pretty much all you. Unless there's someone else at play that I'm unaware of. I don't know what it is about Rhea. She like cannot connect with anyone.
I think it's just the curse of the main roster, honestly.
Maybe, but like at least with everyone else that's come up from NXT, they put on great matches. Shayna up until a point, but like Damian, Keith, but everyone from Retribution, they've all put on great matches. They're not booked well at all. Still have great matches. Bianca.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't know what it is. It's just like something switched off in Rhea. It doesn't look like she wants to be there.
Yeah.
Half the time.
Yeah. It looks like she's just confused.
Yeah. No, it sucks too because I like her.
Yeah. Like I I went back and watched her match against Mercedes Martinez in the steel cage. That was a great match. And then her last match in NXT against Raquel.
It was a really good match.
Mm-hmm.
Is it just other people? NXT? Is Rhea never good?
I think it was like it's what I've been saying. Like Rhea needs like a brutal stipulation. She needs to be brutality, which in that match with Raquel, it was false count anywhere or something like that. So
Yeah.
Like they had everything. Like it was brutal. In her match against Mercedes, it was a steel cage. That's brutal. She needed a cell match. She needed a Hell in a Cell match, or she needed a no DQ match, something like that. She hasn't gotten a stipulation in the main roster.
Guess that's a point.
I know. I know.
It's a shame. It really is, because again, I really like her. So to see her doing so horribly is
And this was very evident today. Raw and SmackDown feel like two separate promotions. The Raw matches were fine, if not bad. The SmackDown matches were all great. Like, yeah, Bobby and Drew, they were great until that poor finish. Charlotte and Rhea, it's a shitty finish. Really, there's a clear difference, and I don't even know if you can pin it on Vince being there or not, because there is no way he wouldn't be there for Hell in a Cell.
I just think that Rhea was given too much too quickly.
Yeah, but to be fair, Matt Riddle was too. Matt Riddle was given a lot.
But everyone reacts differently.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I don't know, man. Fucking heartbreaking.
Yeah.
Half the reason why I don't want to watch Raw anymore, because like, it kills me to see her like this.
Yeah. It would suck if Becky Lynch went to Raw.
I'm just assuming she's going to SmackDown.
SmackDown has like 5-ish women.
I wonder if they'll put her on SmackDown, because like everyone knows like she and Seth were like on screen also together.
Mm-hmm.
So like,
and her and Bailey is the only four horsewomen feud that hasn't happened yet.
the thing is that like I wonder if they're gonna bring her to SmackDown, because like if she's not gonna play a part in Seth's psychosis,
Mm-hmm.
I don't know how they're gonna do that.
I don't know.
Anyways,
He might just be crazy enough to face Roman, and then Roman turns face, or Roman knocks some sanity into Seth with a good old spear.
imagine that's just what he needed, like a mini Shield reunion.
Yeah.
To be fair, when he was talking
to
to Roman, he seemed pretty normal.
Yeah, but that was before he snapped. He snapped when he was in the Day of the Dead suit and was just wailing on Cesaro. That was the moment.
Yeah.
Because we had that backstage promo. He was like, "Why do you do this to me all the time?" Seemed like he was gonna pop a blood vessel. Anyway, let's get into the match. Charlotte and Rhea. We both picked Charlotte. Thank God we just went by on the skin of our teeth.
Yeah.
And the cat picked Rhea. Dummy.
Oh, Rhea did retain. You did a good enough job. She's laying directly behind my wheels. If I move backwards at all, she's getting rolled over.
Insurance fraud. She's all about it.
Insurance fraud for me yet. Yes.
Yep.
Charlotte yanks the title from the ref's hands right off the bat and throws it at Rhea. Like, attacks her and says that that's lesson number 1. Okay.
Always be aware. I feel like that's a bit from like Balls of Fury or something. You know that movie?
From Dodgeball.
Oh yeah, Dodgeball too. throws the wrench at them. If you can dodge a belt, you can dodge a fist.
Oh. Anyways, just thinking of Ready to Rumble now, and I need to stop.
Also, actually, I'll wait till this match is over before I say this.
We get a boot to the midsection of Charlotte. Charlotte nearly sends Rhea into the top buckle. They exchange blows. There's a back elbow to Flair. Rhea gets slammed into the turnbuckles. Drink again. Get a boot to the face of Charlotte. Rhea goes up top. Charlotte takes her legs out and sends her down to the canvas. Starts stomping on Rhea's throat against the buckles, which I didn't like that much.
You should have made the word stomp. You've said stomp a lot in every match.
I thought you slam a lot. Well, I use it in this note. We get a sleeper on Rhea. Charlotte slams her backwards. Then there's nearly a suplex to Flair. But Flair lands on her feet, clotheslines Rhea over the top rope. We get a boot to the shoulder of Rhea into the barricade that sends Rhea back into the ring. There's a calf crusher against the ropes to Miss Rhea Ripley. And then some short arm clotheslines to Flair. Rhea manages to make some space between her and Charlotte with a headbutt and then a super kick to the jaw. However, Charlotte manages to get a straight ankle lock onto Rhea against the ropes. Charlotte then goes down to ringside. Ripley slides into Charlotte, who is on there. All right, my notes are like out of order. Mm-hmm. Ripley slides into Charlotte. Once we're back in the ring, there's a dropkick off the top rope that sends Flair bouncing across the canvas. Ripley gets a cloverleaf submission on Flair. Flair, however, rolls under, sending Rhea face first into the top rope. Get a natural selection. The cover is no good. Rhea kicks out. Charlotte wants a power slam, but Rhea lands on her feet. Rhea then dodges a big boot from Flair and suplexes her basically coast to coast. We then get a backbreaker to Rhea, and Rhea is sent face first into the buckles off of that. Rhea goes up top, tries to moonsault down onto Rhea, but Rhea avoids it. Charlotte, however, lands on her feet and moonsaults from a standing position onto Rhea. We get a boot to the chest of Rhea. Flair goes up top, and Rhea fights her from the canvas, beats her down. Rhea then goes up top, hits the superplex, and then we're just fucking brawling. It's just punches. Flair gets some Flair chops in. Get a riptide to Flair, but Flair gets the rope break. Rhea is then sent knee first into the steel steps. Fucking hobbled after that.
The moment when Charlotte got the rope break after the riptide, and they were like, "Oh, that's Rhea's inexperience." What? She's an experienced wrestler. And you know what? I'll say this now because this applies. Charlotte's been wrestling for 9 years. Rhea's been wrestling for 8. Charlotte's only been wrestling for 1 year longer than Rhea, so Rhea is no rookie. And I hate that she's being depicted like that. Like, she's a goddamn champion. She should be treated like that by commentary. And in
I feel
the
like
booking.
Charlotte should have been wrestling for longer.
Yeah. I think she started in WWE, though. What happened?
I poured it a little too hard and a little too fast.
Cool.
I was worried that it was going to go over, but it didn't. However, so Rhea at this point is fucking hobbled. She's not doing too hot. Not doing too hot at all. Once we're back in the ring, there's a figure 4 on Rhea. Rhea, however, reaches the ropes. Charlotte really doesn't let go, though, and Rhea goes down to ringside to break the hold. And then Rhea goes to use the announce desk table visor to hit Charlotte and DQs the match.
Why was that a DQ? It's been used so many times before. You can slam somebody onto the table in a regular match, and it's fine. Why is throwing that into somebody illegal? Like, that's bullshit.
Not this match, baby.
That is bullshit. This match.
I just don't know if it was on purpose or not.
I think Rhea thought on the spot that would have been a really cool really cool spot to just throw that into Charlotte, clear off the table, and then slam her into it. And then get slammed into it, because that's how, using tables works. But then the ref was, for some reason, thought, oh shit, that's a weapon. The table's always been a legal weapon. Always. Since forever.
I don't know, man. It was weird. And it showed on everyone's faces that it was weird too.
Mm-hmm. And the fact that they kept like beating on each other after the match concluded, I feel like that definitely shows that it was unplanned. And now on Monday, for a fact we're gonna get Charlotte saying, "I want a title match. I deserve a title opportunity." Oh, fuck! This sucks.
We're gonna get this feud for another 4 weeks, baby. Really, it doesn't matter, because unless somebody special comes out of nowhere, which would be Eva Marie, but Eva Marie's not wrestling, unless they give a shot to
Dewdrop.
Naomi.
Oh.
Or to Dewdrop.
Oh, you froze. Okay. You're back. I mean, Alexa? I don't know. Charlotte's gonna get another one, and you know it. She's gonna get another one so that she can win it. Because she was supposed to win it. You know for a fact she was supposed to, because Rhea looked confused. Rhea looked lost.
I get it. I get it now.
Why?
You're fucking dumb. You didn't have any other women for these two to be fighting, so they put it Rhea and Charlotte. But the problem is that they're not going to have Charlotte get the fucking title back without a crowd. The feud goes on for 4 more weeks. Rhea drops the title at Money in the Bank. It's fucking obvious.
No.
Don't give me that look. I know I'm right.
She's a heel. She's a heel. Vince is very clearly under the belief that nobody cheers for heels.
It doesn't matter. They would do that. It's such a big change because it's such a big name. They would wait to do that at Money in the Bank. I guarantee you. I will put $5 fucking on this because I don't feel like betting any more than that.
I don't want to believe you, because that means we'd have to wait another month.
Putting $5 on it.
No. Just no. No. Cancel Raw. Cancel it. Raw said a homophobic slur. Let's cancel it. I don't know. I don't want to watch Raw anymore. It sucks. This is so awful. And we have to watch it tomorrow.
I was just thinking about it. I've got no energy for this podcast tonight, and I feel bad about that. And I'm trying to be positive and be like, but also knowing that after this sad little pay-per-view, we have to fucking watch Raw tomorrow. Pain. But you know what?
What?
It's always NXT.
NXT, but the Raw is like, it's the massive speed bump in the way. It's like the traffic on the George Washington Bridge in order to get into Queens.
It's like a 5-hour speed bump, really, for us.
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. Be positive, Mark. Be positive. We're having fun.
Speaking of fun, up next we have Drew McIntyre versus Bobby Lashley for the WWE title inside a Hell in a Cell. And we both picked Bobby. The cat picked Drew. Because she's a dummy.
Not your best choice. Oh, she's gone.
Figures. I I wanted to really like, because this match was fantastic up until the end. The roll up was so anticlimactic. This match, because it was the climax of this feud, it deserved something climactic to end it, not a roll up. A roll up when you know for a fact they were setting up a spear. Drew had just missed a claymore. They can't give Bobby a nice solid win.
Oh, of course not.
All right, so let's jump into it.
Okay. McIntyre shoves Bobby's face into the side of the cell. We get a nice up close and personal view of Bobby Lashley. It's wonderful. Drew then gets some stairs, but
I'm sorry, I just realized, going back to Rhea and Charlotte, there is a contender for the title that would have beaten Charlotte in front of a crowd. Nikki Cross. They've been having her get these fake ass wins. So they are building her to be the underdog. And get that nice sweet victory probably at SummerSlam. Like Money in the Bank, she would probably get a win, and then SummerSlam she gets the title. The way you're looking at me, she's a face contender that they're clearly trying to do something with.
yeah.
It's either
Correct it.
that or she gets the Money in the Bank briefcase.
I would go with that quicker than I would anything else.
I feel like Liv's gonna get the Money in the Bank briefcase though.
Bailey.
No, Bailey's already had too many shots. Because it always goes to like a mid-carder.
I just want Bailey to like do something. I'm afraid after Bianca, she's not gonna have that much to do.
No, she's got Sasha. Or Becky.
Oh,
if she goes
I
to
think when
SmackDown.
Sasha comes back, it's gonna be Bailey and Sasha like buddies again.
Oh, I hope so. Although I feel like Bailey's gone off the deep end. Probably gonna be Bailey and Becky, and then Sasha feuds with Carmella for the most beautiful woman in WWE.
You.
The men have the King of the Ring, and the women have the most beautiful woman in WWE. Isn't that so respectful?
SmackDown said, this time last year we did SmackDown karaoke. What else can we do?
Oh my god, it was around this time last year.
It had to be.
If not a little earlier.
Let's see.
It was during pandemic era, I know that.
Yeah.
Probably around Money in the Bank, which was last month. It was May.
We are. It's 30 and so we are 19 days away from the most merry anniversary of the year. Anniversary of SmackDown karaoke.
Oh, so
July 10th.
It's July? It was before. What was it? It was before Extreme Rules? What? You mean while Drew was having one of the best feuds in his title reign,
That's when we liked Raw more than we liked SmackDown.
Oh God.
That's why.
God. I forgot we liked Raw.
Those were the good old days. It was 3 hours of fun.
Back when Murphy was wrestling and Alistair was wrestling.
God, we had Drew, we had Seth fighting Ray, Speaking Eyes.
We had
We had Andrade fighting Austin Theory and Angel Garza because he hated everyone. Was beginning to hate Angel Garza.
yeah.
I didn't know Austin Theory was a horrible person. I just hated him because he seemed like a douchebag.
We had Apollo Crews with the United States title.
Remind me of that one. I missed that.
Oh fuck.
It's like looking back on like okay, so July 10th was a Friday, then that means that July 5th was a Monday?
I don't know. That was also when we had Braun and Bray having their feud.
Okay, let's see. Oh, we gotta scroll a little bit. June, July 6th. Okay, so on July 6th in Raw, we had Drew McIntyre defeats Heath Slater. Dolph Ziggler.
That was
That
the best day.
was the day.
That was so good.
Kyrie defeated Sasha.
Okay.
Ray and Kevin Owens defeated Seth and Murphy.
Okay.
MVP and Bobby Lashley defeated Cedric and Ricochet, which was probably a banger of a match.
Okay.
Randy, Andrade, and Angel with Zelina defeated Big Show and the Viking Raiders.
Oh, that was good. That was good.
Billie Kay defeated Ruby Riott.
Okay.
Asuka had her champion versus champion match and defeated Bayley.
Wait, who had her championship match?
Asuka.
Oh. Oh, I'm Ruby and Billy. That was probably when Ruby's extensions fell out.
Yeah.
That was a big day. A lot happened.
And then so on SmackDown July 2020.
Yeah, we want 2020.
Let's see. 7/10/2020 SmackDown Tag Championships were on the line. There was Miz TV with Miz, John Morrison, and Jeff Hardy. Jeff Hardy. This was, I think, after Sheamus was trying to force Jeff to drink.
Mm-hmm.
He had Jeff versus The Miz.
Okay.
Sasha Banks and Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross. With the winner being Bayley and Sasha, which was boring because we got that a million times.
Yeah.
Karaoke Showdown. Lacey Evans versus Naomi, where Lacey Evans tried to tie Naomi's hair to the ropes.
Mm-hmm.
Then The New Day versus Shinsuke and Cesaro.
Mm.
The general consensus was that it was a bad episode of SmackDown.
Shocker.
Things were so fun and different on Raw back then, and now it's like we slog through the same episode every fucking week.
Yep. When Vince very clearly wasn't trying to build up for fans. What he's trying to do now. But that's also assuming that Vince has good ideas in the first place. Or rather, creative has good ideas in the first place. That they're waiting.
That's the problem.
teams.
Vince doesn't have good ideas, and then he sticks his nose into shit, and then we get Raw like we have it now.
All right, so let's get into Bobby and Drew.
Yeah, maybe we may as well. Oh, we took that trip down memory lane.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so Drew gets some stairs. Bobby avoids them by kicking Drew, forcing him to drop the steps. We get a suplex into the steel siding of the cage. Drew gets the steps again, hits Lashley repeatedly. Drew then gets Bobby back in the ring. We get a failed future shock. Lashley counters with an elbow. There's a boot to the face of Lashley and a belly-to-belly overhead toss suplex to Lashley. We get a kendo stick. Drew slaps the back of Lashley with it. We get a leg sweep with the kendo across Lashley's throat into the cell wall. And then MVP's like, Bobby, hey, come over here. Slips his little cane through because I don't know why MVP has the cane. I don't think he needs it.
Well, it's for aesthetic, you know.
Because makes him look really good. Also, back then was when I hated MVP, and I miss those days so much.
Oh, I loving MVP.
I do too, but things were better otherwise. I hated MVP.
We need MVP on SmackDown. MVP and Bobby.
Sorry, Montel.
Montel? Oh, that's his real name. Okay.
Montel Vontavious Porter. So he slides Lashley his cane. Lashley jabs that into Drew's throat. He slams Drew into the cell wall. Both men are looking pretty fucking tired at this point already, and I was like, damn, guys, you got like a couple more minutes to go. McIntyre is then pushed into the cell wall. Oh, also, you missed the word slam, so if you could just drink for me. Lashley wants a suplex to Drew into like the ring post on the steel steps, and Drew sends instead Lashley into the post spine first, and then he steals the white noise from Sheamus and hits Bobby with that onto the steel steps.
It's like I know I was just praising Cesaro for using the crossface from Daniel Bryan, but that's like that was a good relationship they had. So Daniel Bryan, it could be implied that he taught Cesaro how to do that. Or Cesaro learned how to do that from watching Daniel Bryan. Drew is just taking a move from everyone he fought. Every opponent that he faced, he's stealing a move from. It's frustrating. Because there's no storytelling there. If you had a storytelling motivation for it, or some kind of implication other than Drew just stealing moves, it'd be different. But it's not.
The hair just popped loose from my hair tie.
Okay.
Smacked me in the face.
Nice. Very fun.
Anyways, so Drew gets a table set up, starts ragdolling Lashley into the cell wall. He wants the suplex into the table, but Lashley creates space with a shot to Drew's throat. Drew, however, clotheslines Lashley, slams his head into some sideways stairs. They were on their side at the time. Drew then throws some chairs in the ring. Alabama slams Lashley into a steel chair. There's a chair shot to the back of Lashley. Drew then goes for a flying chair shot, sort of like how he would go for the flying clothesline. Lashley catches him, gets the hurt lock. It is not locked in. We get a spine buster and a successful jackknife cover to Lashley, which is something that Drew should be celebrating right now because he doesn't always do that.
It was with the help of Bobby, because he didn't get it at first, but Bobby raised it up so that he could hold on to it. Bobby wanted to make sure that it was a nice solid pin he could break out of.
For him. We then get a powerbomb to Lashley. Drew shoves the steel steps ringside into Bobby. He goes for another shot, but Bobby shoves the stairs into Drew's head instead, slamming it into this portion of... Sorry, this was off the cuff. Into this portion of Drew's head and neck against the... Like, if this is, like, the triangular part of the stairs, into here against this cell wall.
It was a nice spot. I liked it.
It looked good.
This whole
better
match
than
is...
Drew and Sheamus.
Oh, this whole match is filled with such good spots. It's such a shame that it had the anticlimactic ending.
You know. We go into the ground and pound with Lashley doing the pounding. MVP to fight. MVP creeps up on Lashley and Drew. Drew's in the corner. Lashley is in front of him. He slides a kendo stick through the cell, trapping Drew and allowing Bobby some unlimited hits. We get a DDT to Drew ringside. Drew is then sent face first into the steel steps. Bobby gets a kendo stick. Some shots to Drew, but Drew no-sells all of them once we're back in the ring. He catches the kendo, sends Bobby into the corner. Lashley then sends a thumb to Drew's eye, and Drew hits the ref with a chair. He sends Bobby into the corner, into the chair that is set up in the corner, which I did not reference earlier, but it's set up in the corner.
It's set up with the guards on, like, the chain removed.
Gotcha. So that's happening. And then after that, he gets a future shock DDT. He goes to cover, and he's like, "Oh fuck! I killed the ref." So, what do? He demands that Eddie Orengo get in there and referee himself. Eddie Orengo takes a really long time getting the cell door open, but once he gets in, Lashley gets the hurt lock on Drew. Drew escapes. We get a belly-to-belly overhead toss to Lashley.
In Eddie's defense, with unlocking the door, I have someone standing over my shoulder watching me unlock the apartment door. It takes me a while.
Fair. Also, like, he had to, like, undo the chains and all that shit. Like, where we get a chair shot to Lashley and one to the head. He then claymores Bobby. The referee starts counting, and MVP, God bless his soul, got into the fucking cage before the cell door shut.
Mm-hmm.
He pulls the referee from the ring. And then MVP realizes that he's also locked in the cell. Now he is also part of the hell in the cell. Drew McIntyre, the face, starts beating up MVP, the old man.
An old man.
And he claymores MVP. And then he, like, MVP goes to ringside, and then Drew, like, looks like he's about to go and choke him out or something.
Yeah, he, like, grabs his, like, necklace, his chain, and, like, I don't know if he rips it off or if he starts choking him with it. The camera's, like, behind Drew and kind of, like, far away, so it's hard to see what happens.
Not a face move, but sure.
Yeah, that's a heel move. That's a heel move right there.
So we get a hurt lock locked in. Drew does anything to drive Bobby off of him. He drives him through a table eventually. Some chair shots to the back of Bobby and then a claymore attempt. Bobby dodges it. He drops Drew through the table that is set up ringside that Drew set up a while ago. From the apron with a choke slam. Get a failed spear. Bobby is sent into the post and then a backslide to Lashley. And then a Glasgow kiss when that doesn't work. It's the future shock DDT. But MVP stops the fucking claymore and Bobby Lashley rolls up Drew McIntyre to win and retain.
Yep. Why couldn't they just book it to where Drew tries to do the claymore and Bobby spears him and wins? Drew doesn't need protecting that much.
I really thought that's what they were going for.
Yeah, I thought so too. I mean, I get Bobby using MVP's help because that builds up somebody weaker than Drew to come and challenge Bobby. Kofi. But Drew doesn't need protecting. Drew can eat a loss and be fine. He could easily go for the United States Championship next against Sheamus. Or feud with Jinder. This was horribly booked. It was a badly booked finish. Poorly booked finish. And that's how our pay-per-view ended. Wish we had AJ and Omos versus the Viking Raiders here. Stuck Bailey and Bianca as the main event. Put Rhea and Charlotte on Raw. Have that Hell in a Cell match happen there. Or not Hell in a Cell match, but that regular match happen there. Put AJ and Omos and Viking Raiders to start off the night. That would have been so much better.
This was just a disappointing pay-per-view.
Yeah, it was like half of it was great. Half of it was fantastic, and the other half was disappointing. It wasn't even like entirely disappointing. 2 of the 3 disappointing matches were because of a poor finish. That's it. It was just a finish. Like Drew and Bobby was fantastic until that sneaky little pin. I hope I hear a headline that says that Drew was supposed to kick out, but forgot to.
Stop. I worry that Drew's gonna be like, well, since it wasn't like really a clean match, I deserve another title shot.
No, he's gonna get another one because his whole thing was, this will be my last title shot as long as MVP stays outside of the cell.
Did he say that?
Yeah, he said like that was the whole condition. If MVP does not get involved, this will be my last shot. I mean, I hope I'm wrong. I hope that they still take it for
Didn't your
what it
notes
is.
say something about this?
Hold on. Yep. Let's. Was this last Raw or was this the one before?
I think it was the one before it.
Let's see. Okay. So Raw interviews. Okay. So has to be on the 7th.
Midway through.
Yeah. Elias. Okay. Contract signing. Bobby doesn't come out. Drew tells a story. MVP appears on the Jumbo. Bobby Lashley comes out. MVP says, "Oh, got something in my eye." MVP says, "You manipulated your way into another championship opportunity, and once you lose to me, Hell in a Cell, you won't ever be able to get another title opportunity against me ever again." Drew says, "I accept. You can stop." MVP says, "I appreciate the decisiveness. Drew McIntyre will never fight Lashley for the WWE Championship if I lose, but no outside interference. I want a match where nobody else can lose on my behalf. Inside Hell in a Cell. No outside interference." So, if they decide to play the loophole angle, we might see another match between these two. If they do the loophole angle. Which it's Raw, so they probably will. Which fucking sucks. I know. But
Can't do this again!
that's our episode. Yay. Oh, fuck.
What the fuck is in my...
Watch, next they'll do like Bobby Lashley versus Drew McIntyre for the title with MVP in a cage. In like the shark cage. Like fucking Chris Jericho.
Laugh now, but like...
No, I would laugh then too, because that would just be hilarious. It would be awful, but it would be hilarious. Alright, so that's our pay-per-view. That's Hell in a Cell. Ready for our best of the night? Alright, so it's a pay-per-view, so we're gonna skip over promo of the night. We're just gonna get to wrestler of the night. We started off with Natalya versus Mandy Rose. I gotta go with Natalya. She always looks fantastic. She makes others look fantastic. She's an incredible wrestler. and hopefully she holds onto the tag team championships as long as possible, because as long as she's in the spotlight, that's what matters. After that, we had Bayley versus Bianca Belair for the SmackDown title. I'm going to go with Bianca. Bianca looked amazing. The way that she utilized her hair as opposed to how Bayley utilized it, I thought it was really good. And then the spot where she had like her hair tied to the chair and like did she whip the chair at Bayley, or did I imagine that? Okay.
Yeah.
And then when her hair was tied to the ropes, and then she used it as a tripwire. But that finish, the KOD onto the fucking ladder, that was brutal. But she also took a lot of bumps. But overall, she's a really fantastic wrestler. I wish she'd gotten a little more passionate in the match. I feel like we didn't get a ton of her passion, like her character showing. I guess her character would be like a lot of focus, but at the same time, I don't know. I very much enjoyed watching her, though. Then we had Seth Rollins versus Cesaro. I'm going with Cesaro. He looked great. Seth looked great, too. It's hard to pick between these two, but I guess I'll go with Cesaro because his spots were more impressive. And the fact that he used the crossface again was nice. Yeah. He was really good. Then we had Alexa Bliss versus Shayna Baszler. And I have to go with Shayna Baszler because she looked better than she normally does. She looked like she cared. She looked like the old Shayna Baszler. And it's hard to go with Alexa Bliss in this situation. Also, before I continue on, after our best of the night, we're going to do our Q&A section. So please leave a question in the chat for us. So it'll be there by the time we get to the Q&A. After that match, though, we had Kevin Owens versus Sami Zayn. And who did I go with? Oh, it was Sami Zayn. Sami looked amazing. He looked stunning. I do wanna shout out Kevin Owens for selling the Nigerian nail throughout the entire match, and selling the one arm being hurt. Yeah, he just did an amazing job selling throughout that entire match. But Sami was he was too good. Utilizing the ropes to take advantage of the Nigerian nail injury, the Blue Thunder Bomb. What's the suplex called? The one that looks gnarly as shit, like always lands on the other person's head. It's like
I just call it a brainbuster.
They should call it a brainplex.
Good.
Yeah, Sami, he was just so much fun to watch in this match. Then we had Charlotte versus Rhea. I'll go with Charlotte. Rhea looked like she was lost the whole time. Then we had Bobby versus Drew. I'm definitely gonna go with Bobby because he took brutal spots. He took brutal bumps throughout the entire match, but also recouped and looked fantastic in the rest of it. Like he looked super impressive. He looked like he looked like $1,000,000, and made Drew look even better at the same time. But as far as the overall wrestler of the night goes, I'm a little clueless. I don't know who to pick. It's not Natalya. It's not Cesaro. It's not Shayna. It is not Charlotte. You know what? You probably will not agree with me in the slightest. I'm gonna go with Sami Zayn.
I would agree with you on that.
Oh, okay, perfect.
Yeah, we did awesome today.
The whole, like, their whole chemistry together is just too good. Sammy, I wish they would give Sammy more.
I really liked it. I thought he did a great job. And I think that he deserves to have recognition on this level. Sorry.
Alright, so Sami Zayn's our wrestler of the night. Now we have our match of the night. We start with Natty versus Mandy Rose. It was a fine match. It was fine. Then we had Bianca versus Bayley, which was a brutal ass match. Definitely a great Hell in a Cell debut for Bianca. This match was just, it was beautiful. It was great in every way. Yeah, I mean, there's not much detail I can go into it because it was just so much fun to watch. All the spots were fun, brutal, like the two kendo sticks in the cell, the KOD on the ladder. It was all so much fun. Then we had Cesaro versus Seth Rollins. Really fun match. These two guys have such great chemistry. Seth is so good at making his opponent look great. And Cesaro, he's just got so much fire. He's got so much fire in his eyes. Yeah, these two can put on a banger of the match. The only thing I would take away from this is just the finish. I feel like it's the one thing that doesn't make it perfect. It's not bad. Like, it's not as bad of a finish as Drew and Bobby, but it's not perfect.
Hmm.
Then we had Shayna versus Alexa Bliss, and I'm not going to talk about this. It was just so bad. Then we had Sami Zayn versus Kevin Owens, and again, these guys have incredible chemistry. They put on a banger of a match. The moment where they were just throwing punches at each other and slaps, it felt so real. And these guys, like, this match has happened several times already, but every time it looks unique, it looks fresh, and it's fun every time. Then we had Charlotte Flair versus Rhea. Would have been fun had it gone on a bit longer and had an actual decisive finish. Then we had Bobby Lashley versus Drew. This would have been this would have been match of the night if it had a spear or hurt lock to end it, but it did not. If Bobby had made Drew pass out, would have been match of the night. It wasn't. Had a roll up. So, my pick for match of the night is, I'm gonna say Bianca Belair and Bayley.
Okay.
I think it was.
What I thought you'd go with, but
it was definitely the best utilization of the Hell in the Cell that we had today, and the definitely like the best finish that we had. That KOD on the ladder again, like I said, I'm saying for like the third or fourth time. It was brutal and it was great.
I have to go with you.
Awesome. So, to run it back, promo of the night, or no, not promo, wrestler of the night, Sami Zayn. Match of the night, Bianca Belair versus Bayley. Now, you want to go into Q&A? Questions? Answer some questions from the chat.
Answer a question from the chat.
We got 2 questions.
Ooh.
Miriam asks, how much weight are you guys giving to the rumors that Cross is debuting soon? Doesn't it seem too soon since he just got the title and his return to NXT has been built around getting that title back? I would think it's too soon, except that he annihilated every challenger in one match. after that match, it doesn't seem like anyone else is qualified to challenge him.
Right, but we are getting a whole new field of people in Diamond Mine.
Yeah, but they would still need to be built up.
I
And also,
guess there is room to say that there are 3 men in that match that did not get pinned.
right. But I'm talking about from the thought of creative, like Vince told us he wants Carrion. We just gave him the title. So let's just have him be super dominant, destroy everyone in one match, and then there's nobody else, so he has to vacate the title. They did the same thing with Shayna Baszler.
I think that I kind of have to give some weight to them, I think, because he was at SmackDown.
Mm-hmm.
That's usually a pretty good indicator, I think.
And he's like the like definition main roster guy.
It'd be really annoying if he goes to SmackDown and not Raw, in my opinion, just because like I think Raw needs that. But
I wouldn't want to put anyone through going to Raw, to be honest.
I think that we'll have our answer really as to whether or not to like think these rumors are true. I think we'll have our answer by Tuesday.
Yeah.
As then we'll know if he's got a new challenger. But I think if not like right now, I think pretty soon I would see that happening. Because his it's true that like his entire last few months have been building him up for this because he lost it unceremoniously.
Hmm.
But with that said, I think that the main roster was like, shit, that's somebody that we could use. And they need people.
Yeah.
They need bodies.
Yep. And I know Raw would just he's already not great, and Raw would make him just utter shit. It would make him
I
so
love that.
bad.
He's already not great.
He's not.
No wonder
I
he's
mean,
going
like,
to the main roster.
Like Scarlett should just be his mouthpiece. He shouldn't talk. Scarlett should. That's one thing. His in-ring ability is also not fantastic. The fact that he no-sells a lot, and the fact that that match was amazing when he wasn't in the ring. Like, I don't know. He will be obliterated on the main roster. He will be. Oh my god. But anyway. Next question, also from Miriam. If you guys had to have a Hell in a Cell match, who would your dream opponent be?
A dream opponent would be Reginald because I'd be scared. That's somebody that I can beat. Um, oh, did you hear that?
No.
My
Maybe.
voice just cracked. I laughed. Hmm.
I'd probably do Seth. Seth's a good option. AJ. AJ would be a good option. Hmm.
I would probably choose Bianca.
Okay. Plan on
I
tying
feel
her
like I'm
hair
wily
into-
enough.
Plan on tying her hair on other stuff.
No. I'm a good person. Like Bianca or maybe Nikki Cross. I feel like Nikki Cross and I would vibe on a spectacular level.
That's fair.
We're both kind of off the rails a little bit.
Maybe I do Big E.
But if we're going outside of WWE,
Mm-hmm.
maybe like, who would you pick if you were going outside of WWE?
Outside of WWE, I do Josh Alexander.
Okay. No, he's like your new best friend.
He is so good. I want to see him on like AEW or WWE. He seems like an AEW guy.
Oh, maybe. I also kind of ignored NXT in this.
Yeah.
Main roster would be Nikki Cross. NXT would probably be. Hmm. I want to say Io because I know I'm going to get my ass kicked. Maybe Dakota. Io would definitely kick my ass. Like, I want to have like a chance.
Yeah.
I think with Dakota, I might have like a sliver of a chance.
You also don't want somebody
In
that
the
would
fantasy world where I'm also in Hell in a Cell, by the way.
fair. You also don't want somebody that would like encourage you to like blade. Like that's why I'm refraining from picking John Moxley because I feel like he'd be like, okay, you gotta bleed now, so either you do it or I'm gonna do it for you.
I don't know if John Moxley would be like that, but Cody Rhodes would.
No.
Cody Rhodes would just be like, I'm gonna blade right now, and you'd be like, Cody, I haven't even touched you.
John Moxley, he's like best friends with Nick Gage, so.
Oh, but John Moxley's really about in-ring safety.
Is he?
There's a botched fucking thing that happened on AEW. I don't know which one, but he got pissed off at somebody fucking a move up. That, like almost like broke a person's neck, I think. So, but with that said, I think if I were going with AEW though, I'd probably or outside WWE. Maybe. Ooh, Layla Hirsch would be good.
Ooh, yeah. Okay.
I feel like I could like. We're both kind of small.
Yeah. You
So
and
that'd
Sarah,
be fair.
You and Sarah could do like a tag team against Layla and Maddie Rinkowski or something.
Or on a selfish level, Ty Conti.
Yeah. I'm changing mine solidly to a tag team match. It's me and Orange Cassidy against the Good Brothers.
Okay.
I don't know. I feel like they'd be really fun opponents. I also love Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, so
I could probably like maybe give what's his face? Small guy.
small guy, Sammy Callahan,
Other small guy.
TJP,
Other small guy. Small guy. Small.
Michael Nakazawa.
Luchasaurus is a little guy.
Oh, Marco Stunt.
Probably give him a run for his money. I'm pretty sure he'd still beat me, but I could give him a run for his money.
Frankie Kazarian would also be a good one.
Yeah. I want to say Britt Baker, but like I also love when we're put in the position of having to choose and we're like,
Everyone.
here's 15 of our choices.
But my choice solidly, like my choice is the Good Brothers.
Okay, so my choice would probably solidly be Nikki Cross then.
Okay.
I feel like I could out crazy her crazy a little bit. I think
so?
I've got a chance at it. Yeah.
Maybe a triple threat with you, Nikki, and Layla.
Yeah. Short people. Can
You're
you
not even that short.
Yeah, I guess I'm not.
You're
I view
not
myself
Layla
as a
Hirsch
very short person, though. In my head, like I'm very short.
You're what? The 5'8"? 5'6"? You're 5'6".
5'5".
5'5".
God, if I were 5'8", I'd kick somebody's ass. I'd be so mean.
Yeah,
Oh my
you're 5'5".
God.
That's not even that short.
Now, I feel like I'm really short, but the thing is that I feel like in my head I'm about 5 foot tall.
Mm-hmm.
When people meet me, they're like, I tell them how tall I am, and they're like, I thought you were way taller than that. I'm like, no, I just have like a weird personality.
Okay.
People always think I'm tall. I'm not.
All right. Well, that is all the questions for now. Liz, would you like to close out this Hell in a Cell recap?
Yeah. Stuck my leggy out in the beginning, stuck my leggy out at the end. If you joined us tonight, thank you so much for joining us. We really appreciate it, and it's always really fun when we have people joining us. And if you join us in the future, thanks for joining us in the future. Just be fucking happy that you didn't actually have to watch this pay-per-view. I really hope you didn't. Please, my once a week charity plea. Please join us tomorrow, Monday, or Raw. WWE Raw. We're going to be talking about it. We're going to watch it so you don't have to. So don't even bother turning your television on. Don't worry about it. We'll watch it.
You can watch us for less than 2 hours instead of 3 hours. That's a good deal.
Take all of the important bits, we consolidate it down, and we actually have like a ton of fun doing it. Well, we make it fun.
We can make fun of it.
We make fun of it too, which Raw isn't allowed to do.
Yeah. So, thank you all for watching. Follow, subscribe, all that jazz. That way you can stay in tune whenever we go live, or whenever we put out a new episode. Our YouTube is the Pinfall Podcast. You can subscribe there and get stay in the know on whenever we put out a new episode, in case you can't make the live show. Our Pepita Predicts is also on YouTube. But subscribe to the Twitch as well. You can immediately watch an episode as soon as it's out. You don't need to wait until it goes on YouTube. And you can also use our fun emotes in the chat. Our Twitter is at Pinfall Podcast. I'm at the Mark Cameron. Liz is at Eliza Elaine23. Thank you all for watching. We'll see you on Monday for Monday Night Raw. Have a great day.
For RX means I love you and dinosaur.
We'll see you tomorrow.